The American policy shift in Afghanistan. Afghanistan is 90% of the world's entire poppy production, which turns into opium and heroin, has been for decades. And ever since the Zbigniew Carter policy signed an executive order on July 3rd, 1979, which ultimately became the well-known Soviet-Afghan War, the farmers in Afghanistan have pretty much run free with their Afghan poppy production. The CIA and the ISI, which is completely supported by the CIA, has been supporting the ISI-run refineries of opium into heroin for years, and in fact has been in this way supporting the entire Pakistan government's economy. If it wasn't for the CIA monies going to the ISI, the Inter-Services Intelligence Services of Pakistan, and for these heroin dollars, Pakistan's legitimate economy might have collapsed many years ago. And this is according to Mrs. Benazir Bhutto, who was the Prime Minister from 1988 to 1990. According to the October 2007 abstract by the Strategic Studies Institute, a U.S. Army organization, Opium and Afghanistan, Reassessing U.S. Counter-Narcotics Strategy, cultivation and production of opium in Afghanistan have skyrocketed since the Taliban were toppled in 2001, such that Afghanistan now supplies 92% of the world's illicit opium. Yes, you heard right. In 2001, opium production went down to practically zero because the Taliban stopped it. Of course, they did ask for compensation since their farmers were no longer making their lucrative bucks from the opium production, and the CIA supplied $11 billion annually, but they supplied it to the ISI. Fortunately, the Taliban didn't get too much out of the deal, sad to say. But we toppled the Taliban in 2001, and opium production, poppy production, and the farmers of Afghanistan have been enjoying bumper crop year after year after year. 2002, record crops. 2003, record crops. 2004, a world record crops. 2005, they were retooling. Come on, takes every couple years. 2006, another world record. 2007, another world record. Since the U.S. invasion in 2001, opium production has been the great mega money maker in all of this. Now the U.S. taxpayers asked to fork over a few more $100 million for these farmers as they decide whether soybeans are a good replacement for drug farming. Of course, no one is really talking about reducing the actual production levels. That would cause the farmers to riot and may even cause a war, heaven forbid. The eradication programs of the past 8 years have worked like a charm. That is, they have been 100% ineffective. We are now told that a new program will be just as effective, but I must give props where they are due. This new program is far less expensive to the American taxpayer than the old one was, and I want to personally thank the banksters and their cabal for allowing such conditions to exist. I, for one, am pleased to see that we are spending far less money on failed programs in Afghanistan than before. A tip of the hat is due for sure. Does anyone have any idea on what the next failed program will look like in 2 or 3 years after this one is tossed aside as another nice try but no cigar? I think we could make a mint on the foreign market. In the end, Afghanistan will remain Afghanistan, the country where empires go to die.